I transformed my daddy's, the Robusta, the old type that grows so high, and planted Colono, which would put on some fair, sizable seed that you see is big. So I removed that garden, organized, uprooted everything, and planted the new variety of coffee. So I realized I was getting some fairly good money from coffee, but I'm waiting for a full big canopy of trees which was not yielding anything, other than maybe my cows passing through to eat some grass. So recently, what I've done, I've cut all the trees. If you go in my area, it's now very clear. With annoyance, like Dr. Isiko said, get annoyed and move. I got annoyed, I've thrown out the whole forest. And I have planted cocoa. I'm also increasing the size of coffee, and I'm doing bananas. If you go home, those who have been there, you could find that I could say, probably the biggest garden of bananas. Would I not be very close to Dr. Pio? I'm saying Mangeni, my brother there, Rochwament. Yes, he's a neighbor. We have been struggling with him in agriculture. I don't know whether this microphone is fair. So I just want to say that my story is all about probably selecting on a wrong enterprise. Probably even at that time, it wasn't so much necessary to go into what we call a productive ventures that would give you money on a daily basis or monthly. But now things have changed. It's no longer as usual that we can plant trees and just wait. We need money in our pockets on a daily basis. And if you look at the strategic plan of Budeco, the enterprises that they have picked, at least each and every person of us who is in this house can afford to go with an enterprise. Yes. Each and every person here, if you don't have an acre that you can spare for cocoa and coffee, or for coffee and bananas, because those ones can be intercropped very well, you can be able to even do poultry on that 1 acre. And we need to start with us who are in this room. I can see the numbers, we could be almost about 500 who are here. If we all agree that each person from this place has at least an enterprise, that we can get back home and inform our people that this is what I'm working, just because I picked an idea from Budeco. Then Budeco will now have a success story as they begin to move out in sub-counties. I've seen my people from Busia, there are more than 30 who are here. Assuming you came to Busia and you found some of us like 30, we are all standing to raise our hands and say, yes, we are members of Budeco and this is what we have. Don't you think this team would be very happy? So this is what I want to encourage you, that let's start with ourselves. I could have started some time back, probably before the Budeco started working on the idea of bringing us together. I'm not doing so well, because recently I had a few challenges and my main manager, by God's grace, passed on. So my farm somehow went down. But I can tell you that I was having, I think at a certain time I was the biggest farmer and the poultry keeper in Busia, whereby we were getting 150 trays of eggs per day. And we would have 900,000 as a profit net each day. I also had a few cattle. I've lost so many. I have one where I'm getting 15 liters. And it's giving me 450,000 per month. I have sheep. I don't know who is bigger than in Lunyo. I think I could be having the biggest herd of sheep. Around 200. I sell after every 6 months. I sell around 100 every 6 months. And this is something that can produce without you knowing whether it has delivered. For those who are keeping the sheep, you can tell that you will not know how fast it is producing. I'm trying to integrate back poultry, and we are talking of things we can do from home. Probably mine might look somehow intensive in terms of capital, but it's doable. What we need to do is let's do it better and do it with the Chibaru. If you can't afford doing poultry, which is really very intensive in terms of management, and most people have failed because of management on feed, on drugs, even the element of biosafety, which sometimes has killed our farms. Do the local chicken. Very soon, I think, Doctor, when time comes, I will invite you to come home. I have started crossing local chicken with the broilers, and if you come and look at the chick, it's really very big. Doctor, you were talking over about 30 chicken?
Yes. Yeah.
For me, I'm making 100 eggs after every 3, in one hen. I'm making, in fact, every 3 months, 2 months, I'm getting my 20 eggs. Because I don't allow it to sit on the eggs. For you, your calculation had the time of sitting on eggs and trying to cater for its chicks. Mine, I suppress it. After it has given me 20 eggs, I suppress and in 2 weeks, it's already enjoying the company of the cock. And again, I harvest around 20 eggs. When I see it is now setting itself to sit, we suppress. Takes 2 weeks, feed it well, and again, and we feed it on rice feed. It begins moving with the cock. So I take my eggs to the hatchery, and I pay 500,000, and I get out of the 20, I get average of 17, 16, comes out well. Now your calculation was 20, and you assumed you would get around 10, which is very rare with our local chicken to survive the whole 10 chicks. You will end up with 3. Very successful one, and a happy one will even have 5 only. But for me, I'm sure of around 16 to 17. And then I take them through the system of vaccinating them with the 4 cycles. Before I expose them to the hard weather out. And I said each at 7,000 shillings. Now my calculation from the egg, where I've taken, this is now the chival, 500 to the hatchery, returned the chick, I use the drugs with the food, the starters, with the rest of the details. My calculation consumes an average of 3,000 shillings. With even labor of the person looking after the chicks. And I sell at 7,000 to 8,000. So I have my money, and I could say the profit, the net, 4, let's give it 4,000. But on every month, I'm selling 500 chicks every month. Local, they have a lot of market. I cannot even sustain because of the breed, and also the fact that I take through the vaccination cycle, so somebody is sure of something that he's taking. So this is something simple. A farmer who may not afford the improved breeds that we buy from Kenya and some other people who are breeders, that needs a lot of high-tech kind of care on chick, you can afford you as a farmer at home. What you need to do, just develop in your mind that you are rearing this chicken as a business, as an enterprise, not as a tradition to have some chicks at home for eating. And this only can turn us out of poverty. So we can't all do this. It's not a rocket science that you must have a lot of investment before you can change your livelihood at home. We must come out and work. As for one, and my uncle, Dr. Etienne, we have started on building a nursery for cocoa. He has also done research with the Ministry of Agriculture. We have now also gotten to know that this is the type of coffee variety that can work for Bukedi. We are also building a nursery for the coffee. We want to start, as the Budeco gets its money, it should get us going. And I've told my people in the constituency that at least 100 trees, just 100, even while you may not have enough land, it can change your life. Have cocoa 50, have coffee 50. Then the rest of the other piece of land you can be able to manage. And that's, I think, a quarter an acre. That's a quarter an acre, because an acre takes about 400, 450? Yes. So we are talking over a quarter an acre to have 100 trees. 50 for cocoa, 50 for what? For coffee. And if you use it, Dr. Isiko's calculation, the 50 trees definitely will push you out of the poverty line. So this thing we are talking are practical. You can go and do these things at home. And I'm begging the leaders of Bukedi, let's not come back here and again begin lamenting, expecting that these things will come from basically Budeco to give us the seedlings. Budeco should get us going to the certain level that they will now be able to provide us with the knowledge on how to sustain these enterprises. Yes, we need them to give us seedlings. They cannot afford. Recently, we were in Tororo with the Vice President. We have started on the program of coffee and bananas. That also can be integrated as a project of Budeco, because we need to encourage it to be on. So while in Budeco we are targeting maybe 10 million seedlings, already the Ministry of Agriculture has come in to help us. Our budget might come down. Dr. Saleh, you may find that this budget we are talking on 50 billion will come down because there are some other interventions that are coming in. So I want to conclude and say, today as we are here, let's all accept that as Bukedi, this is a new chapter. This is a new leadership. And I can tell you the best area to keep yourself and make money is agriculture.